Be honest with yourself. Be honest. This is just you having a conversation with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Stop playing games. Don't lie to yourself. Stop breaking promises to yourself. Be honest about what you can obtain. And take a look deep inside at what do you need to change in order to become that woman that you thought you could never be. So if you are a type of person that continuously gives and gives and gives to people and don't set boundaries and don't understand that no is a complete sentence, are you really going to be able to reach these goals in 2026? Welcome, ladies. I'm Dr. Daryll, your mindset coach. I teach women to transform their entire lives just by thinking differently. Because, girl, it is all in your head. Now, if you pressed play for this episode, you're already telling me that there is something inside of you that knows that you needed to hear this. Because that's something inside of you are telling you, okay, look, we were in the same position last year. So if you've said to yourself, this is going to be my year this year, last year, and today is where you said that last year and nothing changed for you in 2025, I'm here to tell you that it's possible. It's possible. You don't have to have another year like that. 2026 can actually be the year that you push through and you push forward and you get to live the life that you want. Okay? Just stay with me. I just need y'all to stay with me. So the reason why you're here is because you've been stuck in this loop. We'll call it the stuck loop. So your brain is keep playing this same loop over and over and over again. And don't get me wrong, you're doing stuff. You're being very consistent. I don't want you to think that I'm saying that you're just sitting around. You are doing stuff. You are being extremely consistent with the wrong things. You're being consistent with overthinking everything. You're being consistent with not setting boundaries. You're being consistent with just getting in your own way and worrying about what other people think about what you're trying to do over here. And what happens with that is, because like I said, the brain loves the loops. It's going to keep doing the loops for you. In the background, it's going to be pumping you up like, yeah, girl, let's go, whether it serves you or not. So a loop can be negative or positive. And if you don't break that loop, honey, you're going to be in the same place this year, next year, in the same place like you're sitting here right now listening to me tell you the same thing. What happens is with a loop, our mind gets comfortable because it's familiar. But familiar doesn't mean aligned. But it feels safe, and that's why we choose it. So what you eventually turn into is I'm a gonna person. I'm gonna do this. Oh, this is what I want. Oh, yes, I want that house. I want it to look just like that. And then you never come back to it. You never write down, how do I get that house? What do I need to do? Let me list the steps of what I need to do in order to get the house. And then plan and say, okay, I got 10 steps. I'm going to do 3, quarter 1. The next quarter, I'm going to do 3 more of those steps. Like, we don't plan. What you do is you plan to continue to dream, but you don't actually sit down and plan out your steps. which I don't understand why we do these things, because we're good at, I always like to use the example of planning vacations. Honey, I am good at planning a vacation because I want to make sure for that 7 days or whatever, how much time that I'm going on that vacation, that every single moment is spent with me enjoying myself, because I'm like, I deserve it. I deserve this break from work, from people. Maybe you're going with with your boo. You don't have no kids. You ain't got to tell nobody pick this up. So you're very what? Strategic, specific, and intentional about your vacation. But girl, you need to do that with your life. And we don't. We don't take the time to actually sit down and think about, what do you really, really want in your life, to plan it out. So what happens is you get stuck in that, I don't even want to call it a planning phase, because if you're really sitting down and planning and doing it right, then you're going to have some idea of what you need to do in order to transform your entire life. Get out of your way. And so I'm going to give you some steps tonight that's going to help you to do that. But I wanted to first identify so that you can notice it, so that now that you've noticed it and you're hearing about, okay, yeah, I think I have been doing that. Oh, yeah, that's getting in my way. Oh, yeah, that's blocking me. Now your subconscious mind, you just made your subconscious mind aware of it. Just say to yourself, look, we ain't doing that no more. Enough is enough. I want to transform my life this year. I don't want to just talk about it and think about it. I want to actually put some things in place so that I'm steps closer to it. And so you want to get out of that I'm going to phase, because it's never going to serve you. You're never going to move forward. What happens is every year around this time in December, and when we get closer and closer to January the 1st, you're just going to say, oh yeah, I'm going to do this. And then by the middle of January, it's almost like you have forgotten about it as it applies to you. You may still think about it, but you don't see yourself in it. You don't see yourself having the house. You don't see yourself with the promotion at work. You don't see yourself losing the weight or your health goals. You don't actually see you in it. You see yourself looking at it. And look, that's a kicker. I'm going to pause right there on that one, honey. You just see yourself looking at somebody else doing it, or looking at it just written down, but you don't actually feel yourself inside of it. You got to tap into the emotions. For me, I think that's a major thing of being able to transform your life. You have to tap into the emotions. What does it feel like? I mean, I go deep. What am I wearing when I get this new promotion? You know, where am I shopping at now that I've lost 50 pounds? You know, what am I doing? How do I put myself inside of what I want? Now, let me tell you what else will stop you. You'll think about it, and then them limiting beliefs will come popping in and be like, you don't have time to do that. You haven't eaten all day. It's all right to stop at, I don't know, a fast food place to get something to eat. It's okay. You worked all week. It's okay if you don't feel like cooking and planning your meals for the week. That's what you do to yourself. We give ourselves an out. We give ourselves an excuse to not do the things that we keep saying. And guess what? I'm not just talking about y'all. Let's be clear. Me and menopause, we have had a fight for the last 3 years. Okay, so for those of you who don't know me, I used to weigh almost 700 pounds. And I have kept off over 400 pounds of physical weight and countless pounds of emotional weight, okay? Menopause came in like a cotton picking hurricane, and I don't know what this heifer was doing, but I'm telling you, she just came in and just picked me up and just threw me all around to a point of almost 45 pounds gained that I have kept off for over 20 years. I changed who I was. I'm no longer that person who weighs 674 pounds. I don't think like her. I don't eat like her. But when I tell you menopause came in and picked me up and threw me down, that's exactly what she did. And I was stuck. You know why? Because what I was doing was familiar. I was telling myself, girl, you done lost all this weight. You completely changed your life. What you doing is good. I'm drinking my water. I became plant-based. I got my little trampoline. I'm jumping on my trampoline. I mean, like, I'm meditating. I'm doing all the things that got me to where I am, feeling good about myself, feeling good in my body. I'm comfortable with me. And I had gotten to that place where I was happy. And then, what you mean? I gotta do something different now. Because with menopause, your body changes. And so what I was doing before, it's not working. But guess how long it took me to realize that? To say, okay, I'm going to need to make an appointment, with a nutritionist or somebody like that. And it's okay. Because guess what? I'm going to get what I want. I'm definitely going to get what I want. But it took me a minute to realize you're going to have to shift. And yeah, okay, it worked for you for this long time. It worked for me. But I had to have a hard conversation with myself to say, girl, that ain't working no more. So what are you going to do now? And that is where the aha moment, the light bulb comes on, and the change and the shift starts. You got to be able to identify these things. And so now I'm talking. Let me get into the things that you're going to have to do. Okay? Cuz I want to make sure that you're following me. I want to go back to just one more thing of just being comfortable. And trust me, I love being comfortable. We all, when we get in the house, I'm sure a lot of us, this bra comes off, honey. The clothes come off. Don't even talk to me about my little ran over Ugg boots that I done transformed into my slippers because my feet are always cold. When I tell you, when I put these, I call them my raggedy slippers. Okay, because that's what they are. I wouldn't dare wear them out with clothes or anything like that. So I wash the bottom of them real good and I use them as my slippers, my raggedy slippers. And when I tell you, when I put my raggedy slippers on, honey, I am comfortable. So you mean to tell me I can't wear my raggedy slippers no more? Now, there's going to be a problem with that. I'm comfortable with my raggedy slippers on. I don't want to take them off. But comfort will cost you. It's expensive. Because what happens is you get so comfortable that it's hard to move. That no matter what people say to you, what you see that you keep trying to ignore, like, I don't see that over there. Yeah, I don't see them 45 pounds over there. They over there, but no, that ain't for me. I don't acknowledge them. I see them, but I don't acknowledge them because that's not me. I'm comfortable over here in my raggedy slippers. So yeah, it's going to cost you. So what has it cost me? And I just want to share because I want to be honest. It's cost me of almost 3 years with having an extra 45 pounds on me. So let me get into the steps. I could tell you what I had to do. And now I'm like on my path. Okay. So the first thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to be clear about what you want. These are my 3 words for that. You got to be specific, strategic, and intentional. It can't be no foo-foo-y, I want to be a millionaire in 2 weeks. Okay? Now, unless you hit the lottery, I'm going to say 9.9999%, you're not going to be able to make $1 million. You may come into it, like I said, the lotteries, someone may leave you the money, but you working, starting a business and all that stuff, it's no way that you can do that in 2 weeks. Okay, so we got to be specific and strategic and intentional. We got to be smart about what we want to have. So when you're trying to figure out what you want, I always like to tell people, just get a sheet of paper and a pen and just write. Just write down everything you want, whether it's one word, house, or whether it's a phrase, I want to be able to swim. I mean, everything. There is no limit. I want to learn how to crochet. So crocheting is very calming. You may need an outlet in your life, and maybe learning to crochet is one of those things that you want to do. I want you to just free write these things down. Okay, and I've spoken about this before. This is where you really narrow down what you want. And then from those things, map out like your life. I want you to think about all of the things that you've written down. What does it look like for you in your life? How do you, be this woman who is a CEO making millions of dollars? I want you to eat, sleep, and breathe that person and see yourself as that person. Start pretending. There's nothing wrong with pretending. I think every adult loves to watch a child play. Often people are going to smile when they see children play because we stop doing it. And if you notice when children play, they just play. They don't say, oh, I'm not so-and-so, I can't do that. They just do it. Tap into that little baby's energy, a child's energy. Remember I talked about emotions. It's going to help you to get where you want to get to if you bring your emotions into it. I want you to think about if you were able to obtain this, reach this outcome, how would your life change? How would you feel? How would you wake up in the morning? What kind of car would you drive? What would you put on every day? What would you eat for breakfast? As a woman that you thought you could never be, how would you be her? How would you show up every day? And attach an emotion to it. I would feel happy. I would feel powerful. I would be so confident. Attach the emotions to it and be very clear about what you want to be for next year. And then you also going to have to be strategic about it, right? So you can't say I want to be a millionaire in 2 weeks. We're going to be smart about what we want to happen. And you also have to cross-reference those things. So some things are kind of like combined. Some things, when you reach the outcome, the other things will follow. So you have to be intentional about what you want to reach as well, because you may put 3 things down, but under those 3 things, if you reach those 3 things, you may have 10 things underneath one of those things that you're going to automatically reach. So you have to be intentional. Okay? Y'all got this. Now the next thing, look, I'm going to take a sip of water on this one. Because y'all, I want y'all to get ready for the next one. Okay? The next one is, be honest with yourself. Be honest. This is just you having a conversation with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Stop playing games. Don't lie to yourself. Stop breaking promises to yourself. Be honest about what you can obtain. And take a look deep inside at what do you need to change in order to become that woman that you thought you could never be. So if you are a type of person that continuously gives and gives and gives to people and don't set boundaries and don't understand that no is a complete sentence, are you really going to be able to reach these goals in 2026? Because you teach people how to treat you. So be honest with yourself. Have that hard conversation to be like, girl, how you going to come home every day and devote 2 hours to studying to get your PhD if everybody asks you to stay late for work every day and you can't tell your supervisor no? Practice. No, ma'am. I mean, you can say it nicer than that. And you can just say, no, I'm not going to be able to do that today. And that's all you say. Because you don't have to explain yourself to anybody. So I want you to have just a hard conversation with yourself and get rid of the excuses. So look, I'm always going to give y'all little assignments. Here's another assignment. What do you do that's blocking you from getting to where you want to go and where you want to be? And what excuses are you telling yourself that it's okay to do that? Because we give ourselves permission. Oh, it's okay. They asked really nice. So I'm going to stay an extra 2 hours. And well, Dad, there go your 2 hours that you said you were going to spend studying every night in your class to get your PhD. Come on. That's 2 hours that you may have said, I'm going to go home and I'm going to work on my book because I want to be a published, best-selling author. I just like to pause so you guys can think about what I'm saying. Okay, the third thing. Create a real plan for the year ahead. Okay? Stop playing around. Stop writing down these foo-foo-y things. Put your raggedy slippers on because they're comfortable. I'm not telling you not to wear them. But put your raggedy slippers on and pretend that they're brand new. That's it. Make out a realistic plan for yourself. Get your little chat cheapy. It's free. You don't need the $20 account. Put all of these things in the chat GPT and say, I need a plan. I need to map out these things. You know, it probably won't be the best type of plan, but guess what it will be? It will be better than your blank sheet of paper plan, for sure. So it'll give you that starting point to really sit down and map out what does January to April looks like. What is my April to June is going to look like. Okay, so when June 1st comes, okay, it's been half a year. What am I looking like over here? Check your progress. Girl, check yourself and be like, girl, now half a year is gone already. What have I accomplished? What on my list can I check off that I've done? Let me see how closer I am to my goal over here. December 31st. Let me see where I am. Because what'll end up happening is you'll get to November. Then all of a sudden oh yeah, I got to do that. I mean, girl, you done had all year. And you can say that to yourself. Like, what are you doing? We didn't have all year to do this and you ain't done jack. Have like a homegirl conversation with yourself about what you ain't been doing. I want you to truly leave from this episode lovingly, just telling you, stop playing. Stop breaking promises to yourself. and be true to yourself. Treat yourself like you would treat somebody that you cared about, that you were helping them to reach a goal that they really needed to reach because their life is going to be better. Could you imagine if you did that for yourself? I'm getting giddy just thinking about it. Like, could you imagine if you put that same energy that you would put into a friend of yours who was really trying to change their life? You would give them suggestions. You would say, girl, I'll come over there and help you. If you had a friend that had a room that was a hot mess and she can't breathe in her house and she's like, I've got to clean up this space because I can't breathe in this house. I can't get anything done and I just need help. You will be over there with your raggedy slippers on. You take them in a bag so they wouldn't get dirty. But you put them raggedy slippers on and a scarf on, your gloves. And you be like, girl, where you got some boxes? Where you need me to start? You show up for friends. All I'm asking you to do is show up for you. Show up for yourself. All right, the last thing is stop doing this by yourself. Now listen, I am the person, okay? I am that person that likes to do things alone. And let me tell you, it took me a long time to realize I'm not as sociable as I thought I was. Now, my family would say to you, you know a lot of people, honey. I can be out and people be like, hey, Daryll, hey. You know, and I know a lot of people. But I realized that I have some awkwardness when I am around a room full of people, unless I'm on stage, honey. Because that's where I want to be. I want a mic. If I'm singing, I want a band. Okay? I'm good. But if you put me out in the audience or in some type of group setting and it's not all about me, or we don't necessarily talk about what I do, because once I bring that up, I'm good. But let's just say I'm just there. It's very awkward for me to talk. I feel like I don't know what to say. I'm sitting in the back of the room. And it took me a while to realize, you know what? You're not this Miss Social Butterfly like you thought you were. And it took some while to analyze. It took some time to analyze that about myself. Because I am what you call an introvert, extrovert, or maybe around. I'm good when I'm like the center of attention and all eyes on me. I'm very good at that and I can talk to anybody. But then when it comes to at the end of that, you know, hey, you want to go out? I'm like, no, I'm good. Especially if I go away to conferences. Nope, I done been with y'all all day. My energy, y'all energy is stuck. Nope, I'll see y'all tomorrow when the conference restarts. I'm gonna be up in my room by myself. So you gotta do some self-assessments of what is gonna get you to the next step. Because I realized that my planning for me was for somebody who was a social butterfly. And then I realized, girl, you ain't no social butterfly. You are not. I am not a social butterfly like I thought I was. And so now that I know that, and I had to have a conversation and be honest with myself about it, the way that I plan my things are different now. And it suits me. Because I'm worthy of being comfortable. And I'm worthy of reaching my goals on my own terms. And so are you. So, but I also know that I can't do it alone. I know that for me, I need my close circle of friends, not 25 people. And I'm even going to take back the word friends. I need like-minded people surrounding me that is going to help me to get to the next level. So they say the 3 to 5 people that you hang around, that's who you become. And I will say hands down, that is the truth. Because now that I am a business owner, I'm friends with millionaires. I'm friends with other women who are starting their businesses and transforming lives and are going out and teaching what they know to help other people get better. My 5 friends right now, we're all doing the same thing, different avenues. And it just happened that way because I realized that I needed to be around people who wanted the same thing that I wanted, which was to level up. So don't do it by yourself, but know what kind of socialite or social person or even how you communicate. Know you got to know that about yourself before you decide who you're going to be around. But definitely don't do it by yourself. Because what's going to happen is you're not going to have somebody to check you. Now, you should be checking yourself, but you're not going to have somebody to check you that knows what you want to do, right? And you're also not going to check yourself as often. Because I know when I show up for my circle of friends that we all are like-minded, I know that we're going to be talking about what I'm doing. I can't go and be like, oh yeah, I've been thinking about doing this thing for like the last, 6 months. And yeah, oh yeah, I know I need to set up these email automations over here. And yeah, I'll get around to them. Because they're going to be looking at me like, what you doing? What you mean you ain't did it yet? So, but because I'm in that mindset, honey, and the limiting beliefs, I just pluck them off as soon as they come in. That's going to be done. So I may say, you know what, I set up all my email automations. What do you think I need to do next? Or let me tell you what I'm going to do next and give me your thoughts about it. Get your circle, your tribe. Don't do 2026 alone. Don't do it by yourself. But you also have to be choosy. Be picky. It's okay. You're worth it. Be picky about who you have around you. Now, that does not mean that you're getting rid of people. It just means that that person may no longer be in your tight circle that's directly around you. They may be 3 circles back, honey. Because I have several circles. And I love everybody. But I already know friend number 1 in circle 3, she can't be in circle 1. Because, she like to go and party every night. Now, that's not me. So I already know she got to be 3, 4 circles over. It's okay to have different circles of friends. But your circle that is directly around you, you got to make sure that you got like-minded people. That may start with just a group of women that you don't even necessarily know, but you know that they're working on the same thing. Let's get this. If you said this is going to be my year last year, when you say it today, make sure it comes true. I can't even express how much you actually deserve every single thing that you want. Every single thing. Not some of it. Not some watered down version of it. But every single thing that you want, you actually deserve. That's an affirmation that you can say to yourself right now. I deserve every single thing that I want. Start writing that down. Start saying it to yourself. Bring in other avenues. Meditate. Journal. Hypnosis. That's why I got into hypnosis and the meditating. It changed who I was. It changed my outlook, and it helped me to tap into my subconscious mind, that inner power that I have, that homegirl can do anything. Like, I'm so proud of her. I'm talking about me. I'm so proud of her, of what she has accomplished, and how she turns failing into opportunities to learn and opportunities to do better. That's what being confident is all about. It's about you being fearless of everything. Those are confident people who don't care if they fail, who don't care what other people think. That's being confident. That's who you want to be for 2026. So with that being said, it's all up to you. I've given you a couple of tips today, right? Take it. Take what you like. Take, what you don't like. Apply what you think you can do. Don't apply what you think you can't do. But make sure that you listen to everything and do an analysis. And then also ask yourself, well, with what I'm doing, is it working? Because if you stuck in the same place for the last couple of years and you haven't accomplished anything that you've set out to do, then whatever you're doing, it's not working for you. I'm going to go back to having the hard conversations. You want to be a ballet dancer and you ain't had no ballet lessons in 10 years. What would your next steps be? Signing up for a ballet class, a stretching class. But if you're just sitting around thinking about, oh, well, I used to do ballet really good and I'm going to do this, and you ain't practicing ballet, you ain't taking no class or nothing, are you being really realistic with yourself? Now, I hope nobody in their feelings about this episode. Because the same little sassiness and the neck rolling that I'm having with you, I have had to have with myself. And that's what growth comes from, being honest with yourself. Because I deserve for me to be honest with me. And I deserve to not to keep breaking promises to myself. I deserve to wake up every day feeling absolutely amazing about my life. And about the things I want to happen. And about, I didn't do good in that yesterday, but here's what I learned from it. So today I'm going to do this different. I believe in you. The question is, do you believe in yourself? Now, we have a new little segment. I like to call it Snatch Edges. Okay? This is how I'm going to start ending all of the episodes now. Because, part of this I kind of explained in this episode today about being honest with yourself. And sometimes people need their edges snatched. Okay? So this is Snatched Edges. Where your comfort gets checked. And I'm going to check you. Okay? So this is what I want you to think about. And let me say this. If at the end of this, you all in your feelings about what I said, yeah, I was talking to you. Okay, I was talking to you. Okay, so who told you that you weren't worthy? And why do you keep listening to them? I'm going to say it again. Who told you that you weren't worthy? And why do you keep listening to them? Now, this could have been somebody who said this to you when you were 7. You can't remember who said it. You can't remember in what context it was said, but you've been carrying it around with you for the rest of your life, which means you're still listening to them. Why? Why are you letting that keep you from being the fabulous person that you already are, but you're keeping her locked up inside? Because you worrying about what somebody else done said to you years and years ago. Okay? So, as of right now, your edges have been snatched. Thank you for watching the episode. And I want to always leave you with this thought. Think different, be different.